Yo, what's up? We talking about that cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system. What? Um, let's draw a little bean. Let's draw a little bean. We got a little bean inside our cells. Remember this guy? We're gonna keep talking about this bean. Look something like this. What do we put into this bean? We put sugar, right? We put oxygen. What do we get out of this little bean? Why that boy's so smooth? I like my boy's pics. What do we get out of this little bean? We get carbon dioxide, and we get ATP. All right, we need this. We need to bring this in from outside. We need to bring this in from outside, right? And this little bad mamma jamma, I don't know if you remember when you blew bubbles with a straw. Did you do that? No, you guys haven't done that yet. I think will we be doing that? I think maybe we will. Carbon dioxide inside of water makes it acidic. We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of this. It turns our blood into acid. Pretty interesting. That's why soda is so carbonated water or soda or beer is so acidic, because it's got a gangsta load of carbon dioxide in it. All right, this is like really the main function of your blood. That and your blood cardiovascular system brings this to cells. It brings both oxygen and sugar to cells so that ultimately we can make this. We need this to stay alive. If we were just a single cell, we'd be fine. But we're not. We're 37 trillion cells, and most of our 70% of our cells are red blood cells. That's how important this process is. We're making 2.4 million red blood cells a second. Okay? This stuff's crazy. All right. Let's talk about the cardiovascular system. Oh, if you didn't realize it, this thing here is the mitochondria. Yes, it kind of looks like a little face now. So, like a little clown face. All right, mitochondria. That's what all this is about. All right, let's break up our cardiovascular system into two little systems here. Give you a little overview. All right, so we got ourselves our heart right in the middle of our cardiovascular system. And blood comes out of this side of the heart. Actually, this is a little confusing. Yeah, let's start with this one. So in our body, blood comes out of this side. Oops, I don't want it to glue it back yet. God, I'm drawing this terrible. Okay. So this is all freshly oxygenated blood. It's going in that direction. And now it's coming back to this side of the heart and this side. Same side. Okay, so the blood is going to flow like so. And like so. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is our systemic systemic circuit. This goes to the body. So this would be to the head and arms, and this would be to the trunk and legs. Head and arms. Okay, head and arms, trunk and legs. Systemic circuit. All right, so that's how we get to our body. Our blood get to our body. Systemic circuit. All right, let's redraw our little heart. Well, we need to do this gas exchange thing. How do we exchange gases? Like that, right? So, my heart got a little crazy there, but you get it. All right, we need to go to our lungs. I'll draw my little lungs like that boy looking like a teardrop. That ain't what lungs be looking like. Something like that. These are not perfect. Something like that. These should actually be kind of flopped. Like that. Okay, what's actually interesting is now the blood comes out of this side to get to the lungs. Nope, I need to get rid of that. Like that. It also goes this way. Like so. And then it comes around. This is very simplified, but that's essentially what's happening, and our blood is traveling in these directions. It's going like this. This is our pulmonary circuit. Pulmonary circuit. Pulmonary circuit. Goes to our lungs. Anytime you see the word pulmonary, that means lungs. So this would be a lung. Lung and a lung. Okay, pretty interesting. Those are our two circuits. So here we've got, on this side we've got oxygen being delivered on this red side, oxygen being delivered. And over here we have carbon dioxide being picked up. Okay, carbon dioxide being picked up over here, taken back to the heart. And then over here we have, move this over a little bit here. We've got carbon dioxide being expelled or removed. I expel you, Celsius. Carbon dioxide being expelled on this side. You know, kind of on the, and really it's on the bottom. I don't really know where to put that. I'll put it on either side on the bottom. And then oxygen being picked up. And we'll, right? And so the carbon dioxide is expelled, oxygen's picked up, and then it pumps it into this. Oxygen being delivered, oxygen being delivered. This is also happening upstairs here. Carbon dioxide being picked up, carbon dioxide being released. This is the two circuits of our cardiovascular system that work. Okay? Well, let's zoom way in on this heart, and let's draw this heart in great detail. We need to know the anatomy of the heart here. Okay, and we're going to draw a kind of simplified version. This is the way I like to draw the heart because it makes it very clear of what's happening here. All right, so it's kind of like the heart's kind of like two little acorns. So we got a little acorn there. Okay, and this comes down. This isn't making sense yet, that's okay. This goes up. And here's the little acorn part. Okay. Got something like this. Okay. Let's just start labeling this here. Okay, so this little part over here is called, this is the right atrium. Right atrium. Atrium is a place you come in, like into a building. So this is our right atrium. This is our right ventricle. Okay, I'm just kind of giving you a couple of these little terms so we can start orienting ourselves. Right atrium, right ventricle. This is how we get into the heart. Let me just draw some like little blood flow here. So blood gets pumped in like this, and then it comes up here. Okay, so blood can also come into the atrium like so, and it also goes down there. All right, I maybe don't want all these arrows. It's a little busy with all them boys. Okay. Get rid of some of these. Okay. All right. Makes sense so far. This thing over here is called your inferior vena cava. It's the main vein that comes into the heart from the bottom, inferior. It's also the vena cava, but it's above, so it's the superior vena cava. Superior vena cava. Pretty nifty. Pretty cool. All right. Now we've got our valve here. This guy right here. These little dangle pieces coming off here. This is a valve, and it is the tricuspid valve, or the atrial ventricular valve. Atrial ventricular valve would be the right atrial ventricular valve. This may not seem clear because this is actually on the left side of the heart, but we're calling it the right. That's because we're thinking about a corpse, like we're looking at a corpse. So it'd be like this. We're talking about the side of our heart that is on our right side, even though we're drawing it as we're opening up a person and looking at their heart. Okay, this up here, this is called the pulmonary trunk right here. This is called the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. And you do have to know all of this, and there's a whole nother half of the heart we've not touched yet. Okay? Pulmonary artery. This goes to the lungs. So this goes to the lung, goes to lung. Goes to lung, goes to lung. And this right here, let me get rid of this arrow, comes from body. The head and the arms comes from body. Right here. Kind of maybe rotate this like that. Oh yeah, look at that. It comes from body and comes from body. Okay. Boom. All right, there is another valve here. Looks something like this. This is called a semilunar valve. This would be your right semilunar valve. So this would be a semi-lunar valve. Looks like a little half moon. I even drew it like that. Semi-lunar valve. Okay. All right, we did one half. Now we just have to do the other half. Okay, same kind of jam. We got an atrium. This is going to be the left atrium. Beautiful. I don't like how that's quite looking. That ain't terrible. I'm going to make this a little thicker, because this part of the heart is actually a little bit thicker. Sorry. It's also a little larger too, so I'm trying to... Okay, I'm just going to go with this. I don't want to spend all day here. Oh boy, I really don't like the way that's looking. That's okay. I'm just going to draw it thinner. Looks better. Okay. Like so. These actually... kind of want to make this a little accurate here for some reason. I'm feeling particular right now. What? Who asked you? Who asked you to be like that? Come on. I'm going to punch this program in the face. Okay. This comes up like this. There's 3 little offshoots. Don't worry too much about this. Okay. Okay, arrows again. So we're coming back from so this goes to the lungs. Now we're coming back from the lungs. I'll put some labels on there. We got our arrows like such. And this can go, whoops, up to the head or down to the body. This goes down and around. Okay, over here we've got also our semi-lunar valve. Another semi-lunar valve. All right, and let's label all these parts. So this is going to be the left atrium. Left atrium. Oh, baby. Left atrium. Got a left ventricle. Ventricle. Left ventricle. We've got from the lungs. From the lungs. From the lungs. And then we've got to the body. To the body. And we've got semi-lunar valves. Valve. Semi-lunar valve. Huh? Semi-lunar valve. What? That's my trap song that I just made. All right. That's our heart, man. Our heart's got 4 chambers. These are, actually, let me label these. Pulmonary artery. These would be these 2 actually are pulmonary veins. Very important to remember those. Pulmonary veins. Let's keep it there. Pulmonary vein. The other one is also a pulmonary vein right there. Pulmonary vein. Huh? All right. So this is deoxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, low in oxygen. This is oxygenated blood. I forgot about this. This is it's also a valve. It is your bicuspid. Excuse me. Bicuspid valve. Your mitral valve, or also your left atrial ventricular valve. That one's got 4 names you could call it. It's called the mitral valve because it kind of looks like a Pope's hat, if you want to know. It's pretty interesting. Deoxygenated, oxygenated. What does that mean? It means high in oxygen, and it means low in oxygen. So this would be low in CO2, carbon dioxide, and this would be high in CO2. Pretty cool. You guys now know quite a bit about the heart when it comes to anatomy. That's pretty nifty. All right, couple interesting things. This pulmonary artery. Let's talk about that. Arteries go away from the heart. Very interesting. Arteries go away from the heart. Veins return to the heart. They return blood to the heart. Okay. This right here, this pulmonary artery, is the only artery that is low in oxygen because it's going to the lungs. Okay. And these veins, these pulmonary veins, are the only veins high in oxygen. Going to get you with that on the exam if you ain't ready for it. If I say the pulmonary artery, is it high or low in oxygen? You might be like, oh, it's an artery. Arteries go away from the heart, so that means, okay, boom, it's going to be going to the body to feed the body oxygen. Oxygen's being delivered, it's going away from the heart. Nope, pulmonary arteries are going to the lungs to pick up oxygen. So be ready for that. All right, a lot of cool stuff I could keep going on with this. We'll pick it up in the next one though. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. We're going to talk about how the heart's got 40,000 neurons in it. It's pretty nifty.